Hello, my name is Heidi Nash. I'm a realtor with Home Life Glen Eyre Realty in Abbotsford, BC. I'm doing this video here on how to become a realtor in Canada and BC. I found it nearly impossible finding any information on what the process was and what I needed to do. So I decided to do this video so hopefully I can help other people figure it out so it's not as hard for them. But if you like this video, please give it a like and you can subscribe. I'm going to do some other videos in the future here about what I've been doing since starting real estate. So I actually completely finished the course in November 2018 and I had started it December 2017. So I'm very new to real estate, so it's pretty fresh in my mind what I did, and I'm gonna just start here by telling you guys a little bit about that. So the very first part that I did was get the criminal record check. You can just go to your local detachment, police detachment, and you just go up to the front desk and you'll just tell them, listen, I need to get a criminal record check. I don't remember the complete cost. It could have been like $75 or under 100, I feel was what it was. And that takes some time to get back. So you'll have to do that before you start the program. And then from there, they recommend you to do this before you start the course. And after doing it, in hindsight, I wish I had listened to that and had done it. But you have to write an English proficiency test if you do not have a degree. So I actually have a diploma. I'm only three courses short of a degree, if you can believe that, but never did finish. Back in the day, my understanding was as long as you had a diploma, you didn't need to do this English proficiency, but they've now changed the rules. So if you're like me and you don't have a degree, you're gonna have to do this. And that is called the Canadian English Language Proficiency Requirement, and they'll refer to as the ELPR. And you do that with CELPIP. So it's CELPIP, and you're gonna do the general. So the CELPIP general. So you can honestly just Google Google the CELPIP general. It'll take you to a site of where you would register to do this exam. It's offered all across the Lower Mainland, and you register for your date. It does fill up, so you do have to expect that you're gonna have a little bit of a delay to get in to do the English proficiency exam, and then again to get your results. So I paid extra to get my results. That could have been an extra $100 or something like that, and you pay $195 plus tax to write the exam. So what do you have to do for this exam? So I didn't study, but when you register, you will see they kind of do some mock quizzes and stuff that you can do. And it's pretty basic. Like you will, they do check your ID and stuff before you go in to ensure that it's you. And then you're put at a computer with headphones on. There's probably like a dozen other people who are doing this with you. And you're gonna listen to English conversations and then answer what did you take from that conversation? What did they talk about? You do have to do some writing. I think that's just making sure your spelling and your English language, like while you're writing, is proficient enough. And you have to score a 7 or higher. So that's something else that they recommend that you do before you register for the course. Okay, so now registering for the course. If you go to Sodders UBC, you can register for the Real Estate Trading Services Licensing course, and the tuition for that is $1,150. So from there, right after you register, you can get access online to start the course, and then what they do is they mail you the textbook. It is like that thick. And I actually did my whole course online. And I did use the book, but you can read all your materials while online. And I didn't do any of the side courses. So there's a lot of companies out there. I'm sure you've come across them just trying to research on how to become a realtor. And what they do is they offer how to get you through the licensing course. And they'll say you come in for a week or whatever, and they'll help you know what you need to know to pass the exam. So I did not do that stuff. So I have 3 kids. It's not like I have a ton of time myself to do all this stuff, but I was able to complete the course in the evening, and I actually did it in the fastest time that was allowed. So I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's say they say that from the minute that you register for the course, you can't even apply to write the exam till 3 months after, I guess, to make sure that you do the course material and whatnot. So But there was a lot of people actually that did pay for the course and that didn't have time that I was in class with, and they said that's how I did it. So I know that it's beneficial for some people, but you can do it if you're like me. It's possible to just do it on your own. You know, you just read your material, each chapter. At the end of each chapter is questions. I would answer them out, and then I would look up the answers to make sure I got them correct. If I didn't understand, then you can read through. There was also an email if you were having trouble. They connect you to someone from the UBC solders that can answer those questions or to help guide you through it. The math wasn't too bad. I'm not a mathematical person, but I was able to get through it, and I feel like anybody can. You do have to buy a special calculator, and they tell you specifically what calculator that was. Again, that could have been around $100 or so, $150 for this specific calculator. And then once you've completed your course material, you can register to sign up to do the exam. You do need to have your English proficiency if you were like me and didn't have a degree, and your criminal record check in order to register to write that exam. So in BC, if I remember correctly, they only offered that exam like twice a year. I'd actually missed the cutoff date for registering, so I paid extra money, again, probably around $200, to go in and write the exam on a computer. I did have to register. It took me maybe a couple weeks to get in to be on the list to register, so give yourself time for that. But I think the exam, it was at UBC, and they again take your ID and identification, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're who you are. Maybe there was 12 other people. You went into a room with a computer, wore some headphones, and then you wrote your exam. Your exam was a list of questions, and they were all multiple choice, like select the best answer. You need, if I remember correctly there as well, I think it was like 70% or higher. I got 71, so just putting it out there. I don't really think it reflects like how much you know or how successful you're going to be. Someone actually told me statistically that people who score low on that exam actually do better. So here's hoping, right? But anyways, so once you write that exam, I got the results the next day because it was computerized. And then from there, it took like about a week or so. And then somebody reached out to me from UBC and said, now you can start your modules. And those are done through Blackboard, all online. And again, you're given like course material to read through. It's interactive. Your professors or your they're looking to see that you're interacting with other people in the group, that you're responding. So they'll give you an article. You got to read it. Then you got to respond as to what you think the course of action would be. And then other people also doing the same, but then you have to go on and engage with all the other people, and they're looking to see that you've done that. That's also part of the course material. And then once you've finished that, you go into class. So I drove into Vancouver, UBC Solders, and I think it was a 2-day course. And then from there, you need to register with a brokerage. So that's obviously, I had said I registered with Home Life Glen Realty, and your managing broker kind of mentors you through some of the course material. So what they want to see is you do a mock listing or do a mock help purchase, and you can actually work. You get a temporary operating license. So I actually helped 3 different people buy with my temporary operating license, and then you can still collect your commission and all that stuff, and then you continue with your course material. And then once you've submitted all of that, there's like a final exam, I don't want to call it a final exam, but there is a final project you need to do. And then from there, you go back in again to class, and that whole process, I think, is 6 months. And then you kind of graduate, we'll call it. And then you have to take, I think it's another 2-day class, and that's I did in Surrey at the head office of the real estate board. And that one's just making sure you understand the rules and regulations of real estate and that you're following like board regulation. And from there, you're like officially a realtor. So in the end, I think it cost me around $10,000, I think, in the end, because you do have to pay to do that whole module as well, which could have been like $6,000 or something. And like I said, as you heard me talking throughout this, you know, oh, I had to pay extra to get rush results of my CPEP test, and I had to pay to write my exam. So people can save those money if it lines up with them and if it works. But hopefully you found this helpful, and if you have any comments or questions, just list it below and I'll do my best to try and guide you through it. But you know, good luck on your career, and so far I'd say it's been worth it and it's been fun. So we'll see you guys later.